A walk would be nice.
I got you, boss.
Fire it up!
Order guide you. Stabilize.
Gather! Check this out!
Solidify.
Supporting fire!
Let's get it up!
Defract.
Clear.
Stabilize!
Check this out!
Here you are.
Here's backup!
Gather!
Let's get it!
The process of elimination.
Fire it up!
Solidify! Order guide you!
Buckle up! Hi!
Gather!
You asked for it!
Don't get too close! Supporting fire!
Stabilize!
Here you are. Defract!
This is order! Gather!
Look alive!
Fire it up!
Solidify!
Gloves off! Let's get it on! Ha!
Stabilize!
I got you covered!
Here you are.
Who's our target this time? Chivalry will never die.
There have been many poorly written applications lately. I guess I'll just have to reject them all. Flicker.
I can't wait to see how this turns out.
Quietly now. No, my sword! Rain outlines your fate. Game's up. Time's over.
Don't get too close!
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Check this out!
Witness the power of Gowa!
Supporting fire!
Things are about to get dicey.
Fire it up!
Flicker.
Ad Astra Abyss. Thank you for
Book learning alone is not enough to cultivate intelligence. All those scholars in the academia are prime examples. Wait. Huh? No. Sit!
Hey, isn't that Charlotte?
I see. So you believe that this warning letter was sent by the Phantom Weasel?
Absolutely. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The Phantom Weasel never acts as you expect. He must have faked his own death 10 years ago using a body double. Now that he's back, I'm sure the guards who worked on his case back in the day are in for a headache, but however this turns out in the end, the one thing it won't be is boring.
Couldn't agree more. As a journalist, I'm gonna get a lot of mileage out of this one. Thank you, sir, for your time. Now, whom should I interview next? Huh? Hey! What a coincidence! Fancy meeting you here. Perfect timing. So, the Phantom Weasel's latest warning letter. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is the first time we're hearing of this one. Could you clue us in?
Huh? Oh, sorry. Yes, this case is from a decade ago. I guess you wouldn't know about it. Well, not to worry. You're in good hands because I'm a professional. The story goes like this. 10 or so years ago, a phantom thief became active in the court of Fontaine. Known only as the Weasel, nobody knew his true identity, and the authorities never managed to catch him.
Wow, cool! He sounds like one of those mysterious night burglars that you read about in novels.
Precisely. Well, except the part where they actually have a good reputation. Our Weasel targeted whatever people held dear, and no one was safe from his predations. He would just as soon steal a necklace from a rich merchant's safe as he would a toy doll given to a commoner child for their birthday. I know. The phantom thieves you read about in novels rob the rich to pay the poor, but this guy did not discriminate. Unsurprisingly, this didn't work wonders for his public reputation. Every man and his dog wanted to see him behind bars.
Yeesh. So, did they catch him?
Not exactly. There's a good chance that the Weasel would still be at large to this day if it hadn't been for an accident 10 years ago. A magician named Caesar fell to his death in a botched high-altitude escape performance. When the police went through his personal effects, they found a hoard of stolen loot and gadgets used for criminal activities. And that was how the Phantom Weasel's identity was revealed to all. Sure enough, thefts in Fontaine went down after Caesar's death. But today, 10 years on, the notorious thief has once again issued one of his warning letters and pasted it on the gate of the Opera Epiclese for all to see. I had to squeeze through the crowd this morning to get a photo as soon as I heard. Here, it's this one.
So, this is the warning letter, huh? Let's see what he wrote. 3 days from now, when evening falls, I shall take from you that which you hold most dear at the Opera House, just as you did to me 10 years ago.
This is, without a doubt, a clear declaration of criminal intent. After years of laying low, the Phantom Weasel is back with a vengeance. What once seemed like an open and shut case has been blown wide open again. But why has he reemerged now? And what does he want? I sense an epic scoop, and I'm going for it.
Uh-oh. If this thief will steal anything that other people value, does that mean even we might be targeted? Really? Oh, let him try! In fact, Paimon's gonna eat all her snacks right now! Let's see what he can do about that!
Okay, the people have spoken. It's clear that the public are very concerned about the Phantom Weasel's reappearance. Let's see, I've got a photo of the letter, my interview notes. Yep, that should be enough to form the skeleton of my article. It does feel like something is missing, though. Something exclusive. Who should I interview next? I need someone with a more concrete connection to the weasel. Is that who I think it is?
Lenny!
Magic, magician, Caesar! The Phantom Weasel! That's it! Let's go interview Lenny! You see, the original Phantom Thief Caesar was a magician too! And what do Phantom Thieves and magicians have in common? They both have an air of mystery about them. Perhaps there's a connection there.
Are you serious? What sort of a deduction is that?
Oh, relax. My journalistic instinct tells me that an exclusive news story is beckoning. Let's go. No time for delay.
Wow, Mr. Magician! How did you know which card I picked?
Oh, it's simple. Come closer and I'll let you in on my secret. Magicians have a special skill called telepathy, which means we can read other people's minds.
Really? Then, what am I thinking now?
Well, first you need to relax, because I can see that you're clenching your fist in your mind, as if to say, no, I mustn't let him guess it.
Aww.
And now you're getting a little flustered. You're trying to find a way to empty your mind, to think of nothing at all. But the more you try to hide a secret, the easier it'll come out. You snuck out from home today, didn't you? You told your family a little lie so you could come out and play. Now, that's not a good habit.
You can tell? Oh boy, you really can read my mind.
Of course. Oh, and that's the end of my performance. You should really be heading home. Remember to apologize to your family, all right? They must be worried about you.
All right, got it. Bye, Mr. Magician.
Why, hello. We meet again. Are you looking for me? What's the situation?
Well, why don't you guess, Mr. Telepathic?
Oh, please. You didn't believe that spiel, did you? The power of telepathy is quite beyond me.
I'm sure that child would beg to differ. Seemed like you were right on the money.
That was nothing. That, plus the fact that he was the only kid here without his parents, and he looked as guilty as sin. He made it easy for me. You guys, on the other hand, let me guess. Don't tell me you're here for the Phantom Weasel, are you?
Wow, got it in one! Is this more of your trickery at work?
Wait, really? No trickery this time. It was pure luck. His warning letter's been the talk of the town, so I figured that maybe you were asking around about that.
Bingo! I plan on writing a column reporting on the latest news about the... So, Linny, what are your thoughts on this
Angry? Why?
You read his letter, right? The Phantom Weasel claims he's planning something in 3 nights' time at the Opera House. That's the night I'll be performing there.
Huh. What are the chances? Wait a minute, you don't think he's after you?
Well, if he is, then his warning... And if he's not, then it's still going to be a huge headache for me. The mere mention of the Weasel's name is enough to scare people off. So once the contents of that letter get out, barely anyone will be showing up to watch my show. But I've been preparing for this for a long time. I'm not about to let him ruin my big day. This leaves me with only one choice. I have to expose the Phantom Weasel's identity before the show begins.
Really? So what you're saying is, we might get to see a live duel between a famous magician and an infamous thief? Wow, this has exclusive written all over it.
To be honest, I'm not sure if I'll emerge the victor. The Phantom Weasel is a notorious crook, infamous for his inscrutable method.
You're being far too...
Thanks for the compliment, though I have to... A lot of people liken magicians to thieves because we both have the ability to make things disappear without the person noticing. But there's an important difference that these people overlook. Allow me to demonstrate with a quick magic trick. Here, I have a flower, just an ordinary flower that was picked not long ago. Watch it carefully now. 3, 2, 1.
It's gone!
That's the question. Where did it go? Therein lies the difference between us. Thieves make precious things disappear, but only magicians make them reappear. If I could now invite you all to check your clothes, there might be a surprise in there somewhere.
A surprise? Let me see! It's right there! But how? You haven't moved this whole time!
What an outstanding trick! Sorry, Linny, it seems that my previous praise was woefully inadequate. Clearly, magic is the superior art form to theft.
Don't worry, I didn't take offense. I just wanted to take the opportunity to perhaps change some of the preconceived notions you might have about magicians. Since Caesar's death, a lot of people associate magicians with criminality. It can be quite frustrating.
I can imagine. Coming back to your trick just now, might I presume that you are well versed in floral symbolism? For example, magicians often use rainbow roses in their flower-related performances to represent passion and romantic encounters. But you used...
Impressive knowledge. It's no wonder you're such a successful journalist. But I'm afraid I don't know the first thing about floral symbolism. I'm just in the habit of using Lumidu spells in my magic. It sounds like something I should look into, though. I'll buy myself a copy of Fontaine's Floral Language Facts when I have some time. But it'll have to wait until this Phantom Weasel business is behind us.
Well noted. In that case, this brings us to the end of our interview. I, for one, am looking forward to the final showdown between you and the thief. Please feel free to get in touch to update me on any further developments. Otherwise, I will of course see you at your show in 3 days' time. But let's hope the Phantom Weasel is caught by then. If there's nothing else, I'll be off. You've given me lots to work with here, and I've got no time to lose if I want to write that exclusive piece. I'll see you all later.
So, Linny, are you gonna tell us how you did that flower trick now?
I'm afraid that's my little secret.
Aww. Well, magicians are entitled to their secrets. But Paimon's really itching to know how it's done. You feel it too, right? So itchy.
Not so itchy then. Well, since you're so concerned, how would you like to serve?
Magician's assistants? Oh, that sounds fun! Assistants are technically magicians too! Also, it'll bring us one step closer to figuring out how that darn trick is done! Shall we go for it?
Excellent. Thank you for putting your trust in moi. The first thing we need to look into is who Caesar really was. If he truly was the Phantom Weasel, that means that the Weasel is dead, and whoever wrote this warning letter is just a copycat criminal. But if he wasn't the Weasel? Well, that'll make things... And if we're investigating Caesar, his fiancée Gemma is a good place to start. Word is that she visits the cemetery often, so I asked Lynette to wait for her there. We should make a move. Let's go and rendezvous with Lynette.
Sweeter than syrup.
Here you are.
You took your time.
Sorry, I bumped into the Traveler and Charlotte en route, and we...
It's been a while, and we're working as Lenny's...
Thank you. It's...
So, what's the situation?
Nope. I've been here a while, and she still hasn't shown up.
How bizarre. Well, we won't... Excuse me.
Gemma? You mean Caesar?
I'm just trying to get a...
Yeah, she does. Ever since Caesar passed away, she's been... I asked her what she was doing. She knows he's gone, and...
She's been
I'll bet. I don't know if the mind lives on, if I'm honest. I think this is... Anyway, all of... Well, that's everything I know, I'm afraid.
All right, well...
You're welcome.
Did you hear the news? They're saying the
You're kidding.
I don't know anymore. But what if?
Called it.
Oh, please.
Wait, did I say that? I don't seem to recall.
Hello there. Sorry for We're actually quite interested.
You've come to the right... He was a great magician. I was right up close and didn't...
I saw him perform sometimes.
Huh. He doesn't sound like such a bad guy.
But after he died, there were also as I'm sure you know.
Whatever the case, now that the Weasel is back, Caesar's become a hot topic once more. I bet Gemma must... Oh, speak of the devil. That's her over there. If you've got any more questions about Caesar...
So that's... Wait. Hi there.
Who's asking?
Don't be afraid. We mean no harm. It looks like you're injured. How bad is it?
Thanks for your concern, but you didn't answer my question. Who are you, and what do you want with me?
My name is Linny, and
My name's Paimon, and this here's the Traveler.
the Weasel posted a war. You knew Caesar. I promise you can trust. Huh. I suspected as much. Okay, so going back...
No.
Got it.
If you don't have any more questions, please leave.
Judging by the look on her face, there's definitely...
She's lying. She definitely knows something.
That's fair. In any case, I doubt we'll get any further here, so let's call it a day. Meet me outside Hotel de Boer tomorrow, and then we'll start...
The scribe's work is simple, which is exactly why I took the position.
Over here!
Lynette's not joining us
I've had her follow Still... Today we'll be when Caesar, before long, Lorenzo... I had to pull a lot of strings, but I managed to get him to agree to a couple of...
You neglected to mention that you were
My apologies.
Oh, forget the pleasantries, just sit.
Get a load of this guy.
I only agreed to meet since...
Much obliged, sir. Yesterday morning, a warning letter. I have to get to the bottom of this to ensure that my show can go ahead as planned. Naturally, any investigation into the Weasel starts with a few questions about Caesar, who...
What is there to investigate? Caesar was the...
Please, sir, no need to get so worked up.
Possibility the Weasel is dead. Period. Everyone knows that, so do yours...
Oh, sir, my pride is...
Your pride?
I want to find out the Phantom Weasel...
What would that accomplish?
Uh-oh. This is...
Lorenzo? Is that...
Another day, I'm busy.
Oh, come on!
If I wanted your life...
Sorry, my good sir. I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
Oh, hey! This is your first... and he wonders why he can't get a girlfriend, despite being...
Shut up and get out of my face. Another word out of you and you can forget about doing... I think it's high time I made a move as well. If you really want to investigate this, Linny, be my guest. But if nothing good comes of it, don't say I didn't warn you.
Well, that fell to pieces in a rather spectacular fashion.
Totally. And what would... He's gotta be...
I think so too. That guy Edmondo seems to know a thing or two about... We cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability.
Here you are.
You okay there?
Who are you? Oh, it's you guys. Don't worry about me. I must have had one too many. I just need to ride it out. I said way too much back there, didn't I? Yeah, I nearly talked myself into complete financial ruin. Note to self, no more drunken chats when Lorenzo's around.
So he would.
Hey! Don't go.
What kind of...
Don't even. That's not a good sign. You're too young for this. Don't get in over your head.
And there he goes. What do we do now, Lenny?
Shh. Don't say anything and don't look back. And... You followed us a long way.
So you're Lenny. And we're... Save us the trouble.
Paimon doesn't like the tone of your voice, mister!
Save your quest.
Look, now I'm not the...
Don't worry,
Now disappear! Don't get too close! Here's backup!
Game's up. Time's over.
Curses. They're tougher than we thought.
Vision wielders are always trouble. Intimidation ain't gonna work like it did on the lady.
Come on, let's scram!
Hey, wise guys! We ain't through with you yet! Oh, they got away! Did you catch what they said? Just sounds like they just wanted to rough us up as a scare tactic. And they've already done it to someone else, but who? You're right. Maybe she was too scared to tell us.
Let's head back to...
Gemma?
You again.
We just ran into the men who've been threatening you, and we gave them a taste of their own medicine. So, you can...
What? Why?
Sounds like they're no stranger.
That's putting it... It's been 10... How do I know I can...
I'm afraid I can't... Because you see...
Okay.
I've heard that Caesar used to have a magic... Do you know where...
The Fleuve-Sang. I also know that the Fleuve-Sang...
Understood.
Got it. But if I'm staying here, I'm ordering dessert.
I mean, bon appetit. But stay sharp, too. They're likely to come for you while I'm away.
Okay. Alright. Power saving mode off. I'll start taking this more seriously now. With me here, nothing will happen.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
If Gemma gave us the right location, then the workshop should be right nearby. Huh. Looks like these boxes... There we go. It should be just down here.
This was Caesar's workshop.
Step right up.
What was that? Oh, is this one of Caesar's gadgets? Guess we must have triggered some sort of device.
And voila! Now disappear!
Let me scry!
Buckle up!
closer look.
Step right up. And voila!
These magic boxes are moving. What do we do?
One of them looks different from the rest. Let's investigate. Step right up.
That's weird. Have we reached the end already? There's nothing here. Maybe this was a wasted trip.
This place seems a little too... We've triggered quite a few devices on the way here. If so, then there must be more to this place than meets the eye. Maybe a hidden... Aha!
A secret passageway! How did you know?
I'm a magician too, and apparently great minds really do think alike. Looks pretty big inside. And voila! Now disappear!
Step on up! Let the magic begin! I'm going in! Look alive! You're dead meat!
Why have you stopped, Lenny?
Huh. It just looks familiar somehow. Let me check this out for a second while you... If anyone makes a major...
All right.
Over here!
Seems like we can't step on the same tile twice. Guess we've got to finish it in one run, huh?
Buckle up! Let's get it on!
Wow! There's a hidden... This book's thick as a brick!
At one of my shows as a joke, so I wound up... At one of my shows as a joke, so I wound up... At one of my shows as a joke, so I wound up... At one of my shows as a joke, so I wound up... At one of my shows as a joke, I told the kid that the hat has a built-in wish-granting machine. Next thing I know, today a whole bunch of kids were... So I told them I wound up saving... At one of my shows as a joke, so I wound up... It's nearly time for... I once overheard them. It's only been 10... They're very tough. They hide things from... That's the thing about... I can sense after thinking things over. P.S. P.P.S. Oh, see... At one of my shows a few days ago, as a joke, so I told them I wound up At one of my shows, as a joke, so I told them I wound up saving very little this month. At one of my shows as a joke, so I wound up... At one of my shows as a joke, so I wound up... At one of my shows as a joke, so I told them I wound up At one of my shows a few days as a joke, so I wound up... At one of my shows as a joke, so I wound up... At one of my shows as a joke, so I wound up... At one of my as a joke, I told the kid, so I told them another white lie. The machine needs time to power up, but in the meantime you can write... I wound up saving... At one of my shows a few days ago, a child asked me how I pulled candy out of my hat. As a joke, I told the kid that the hat has a built-in wish-granting machine. So I told them I wound up... At one of my as a joke, so I wound up saving very little this month. But that's not a major issue. I now have a bigger problem. How am I going to hide all these things inside my hat? At one of my as a joke, so I wound up. It's nearly time. I once over. It's only been. They're very. They hide things from me. That's the thing about. I can sense after thinking things over. P.S. P.P.S. Oh, see. At one of my shows a few days ago, a child asked me how I pulled candy out as a joke, so I told. I wound up. At one of my shows as a joke, so I told. I wound up. At one of my shows as a joke, so I wound up. At one of my shows as a joke, so I told. I wound up. At one of my shows a few days as a joke, so I told that I wound up. At one of my as a joke, so I told I wound up saving very little this month. At one of my shows a few days ago, as a joke, so I told I wound up. At one of my shows as a joke, so I told I wound up saving. At one of my shows a few days ago, as a joke, so I told that I wound up. It seems like surely he's not. I have a good. They have all. They wanted to call with time. Gemma thinks. Two children came to. Anyway, I told them that learn. At one of my shows as a joke, so I told. I wound up.
Two magic geniuses with a father and a mission, huh? Sounds a lot like he was writing about lineage.
Shh. Oh.
Fishy?
All in good. First, the magician slots them at this point. Meanwhile, oh no!
Very vivid.
The audience is gazed. Of course, that's just how I think. The inventor of the. He fell right to the ground, and no one else has.
So Caesar's poem was about. Wait a second.
Glad you asked. This box right here is the one that Caesar constructed. Once the magician's inside, and the box is lifted up and from where there's. At this point, he then escapes through this trapdoor onto the opera house roof, waits for the dummy to fall and distract the audience, and quietly.
That's way simpler than Paimon imagined.
Well, there's a little more to it than that, of course. The heart, there's the falling dummy, many days. Caesar was.
So.
I can make a pretty. I looked into the case files.
Okay.
But here's the strange thing. Most of the devices in this workshop have the mechanism on the left-hand side, including this box right here. Which leads me to believe that Caesar, because a magician, can't afford to have their most. But the essence of and so, but in his most stressful and nerve-wracking moments, and when no one was watching, exactly. I think that's likely what happened. Caesar would have, but I'm sure. So he, much like when you reach instinctively, with the stakes being as high as they were.
But in reality, but how would they?
It would have to have been. Isn't that right?
You just couldn't. There's not a lot of people who'd go to all this trouble for, but I gave you.
You mean Gemma?
Yes, although, which is why you can't leave.
Step right.
Decided by destiny. Shadows of fate. Surprise! Hi! The amaze! Teamwork is dreamwork! Written in the stars. Gloves off!
Now disappear! A round of applause!
You kids are tougher than you look.
Had enough yet, Lorenzo? Your cronies can't help you now. I think it's high.
He was just an amateur who did cheap tricks for gullible children. I was the one who made magic into the fine art it is today. The aristocrats doffed their hats to me!
So it was jealousy.
Jealousy. He poured everything into it, but the people loved him, didn't they? Oh, how they looked up to him. No one gave me a second look. All I ever heard was, "Oh, your master's amazing, isn't he?" Amazing. Yeah, so amazing that he was completely broke. Every other apprentice was living it up at their master's expense, but no, not me. I put in all the work, mastered all the skills, and it brought me... He forbade me from using magic to trick, and with his reputation in Fontaine, it was too risky for me to go it alone. As long as he was alive, if I dabbled in my own brand of money-making magic, he would expose me, and it would destroy me. I had to kill him. There was no other way. He had to go.
And this was your only motive?
It was reason enough. What other motive would I need?
Well, I was under the impression that there might have been other factors at play. For instance, maybe you were in love with Gemma, but she was engaged to Caesar.
In love with Gemma? Don't be ridiculous.
Guess I was wrong about that then. Next question. Are you...
I am. Caesar was so strict with me. He insisted that his way was the right way, that the sole purpose of magic was to bring joy to the world. I never bought into any of that. I was more interested in the practical value of magic. Sure enough, it helped me fill my pockets.
Oh, yeah!
That's just how it looked from... I stole cheap.
So, that's the story, huh? Well, I hope you're ready to tell...
What choice do I... So be it.
Very well. Traveler, Paimon, keep an eye on Lorenzo.
Look alive! Ha!
Lily has told me the whole... Lorenzo, do you confess to the murder of...
Look who's finally developed a What kind of disciple murders their own master? I hope it was worth it.
Looks like it's all over. What should we do next, Lenny?
Let's rendezvous with...
Good point!
They got me good. Over here!
Ah, you're back. You were so quick. I've only just finished my third dessert.
Your third? Lynette.
It's fine. I'll shift to exercise mode and jog off the excess sugar.
That's besides the point. Well, it's done.
Did everything go okay?
Of course! Lorenzo was no match for us.
Gosh, that's amazing. I had my suspicions about Lorenzo, but
It's okay, we understand. He did threaten you, but you don't need to be scared anymore.
I was so afraid. I was scared he'd do something terrible to me. And then no one would be left to visit Caesar. Thank you all.
Thank you all for clearing Caesar's name. I never would have guessed. To think that lowlife's been living life to the fullest all this time, while Caesar's name was getting dragged through the mud. It's a travesty. At least his soul.
Don't blame your... Yeah, you still have the rest of your life to live. Caesar wouldn't want to see you spending it feeling guilty.
Cheer up, Gemma. My brother's doing this show will...
In Caesar's honor. Thank you. I'll be there.
Great. We'll see you tomorrow evening.
Don't worry, we'll be there. No, where are we go? Wait, Paimon feels like we're forgetting something. Oh yeah, Caesar's died! Lenny changed the topic back in the workshop, so we didn't get it. Paimon's excited to see another of Linny's magic!
Not this time, so I'll be watching with you.
Good evening, ladies, and the great magician Linny has prepared a spectacular show for us.
Thank you all so much.
Exciting stuff.
Yes, it's just...
No wonder. Caesar so...
Children love, and somehow...
Aww.
It was with a flower.
Oh, that's...
Is that right, after all?
That's right.
Right. Yes, you can breathe eat.
See? Even the Phantom Weasel! Lorenzo escaped? Where is he?
What do you mean?
As Linny once said, a performer's job is to commit fully to their role and put on a flawless... But once the bag of tricks is empty and the curtain falls, it's time to end the show. It's been 10 years, Gemma. Aren't you
What are you talking, Traveler? Paimon doesn't like where this is going. Come on, say something!
Ladies, and there will now be a brief... The final performance will take place outside of the Opera House.
The Phantom Weasel never did like pub... Don't worry. This place will be...
Dear me, this is awkward, isn't it? And unfortunately, I'm all out of gadgets, so this is a big mistake for a magician.
Lenny? Don't we have more important Lynette accused Gemma of being the real Phantom Weasel.
All in good time.
Really?
Let's go back to the very beginning. A decade ago, when the Phantom Weasel was terrorizing the court of Fontaine. But as her infamy grew, so did the readiness of the police and her Of course, after weighing her options,
So, being the master deceiver she was, the Weasel easily earned Caesar's trust. But as she was at her encouragement, Lorenzo tampered with Caesar's magic box, causing him to fall to his death. Afterwards, Lorenzo seized his master's property, and the Weasel set about tarnishing Caesar's reputation. 2 co-conspirators committed the perfect crime.
I've gotta hand it, but I just have one question.
Don't worry, Lorenzo said nothing, but I never believed that he was the Weasel, and in fact, my investigation only made me more—
How disappointing. So you'd sooner trust Lorenzo than me? Even without a shred of evidence?
A magician is an expert at playing the audience to get with a little help. Caesar was who would suspect—
Wait. So but why would Lorenzo agree to that? And why didn't he sell her out even at the end instead of admitting to being the Weasel himself?
Yes, why indeed? Maybe Gemma herself could enlighten us on that question.
Well, Linny, if you're so confident having killed Caesar with his own hands, Lorenzo was plagued by overwhelming guilt. Revealing the Phantom Weasel's true identity would serve no purpose. But if—
An excellent—
Is that right?
As a matter of— Why would the real—
Of course, if I left to fend for herself after her parent, she'd scrounge— This was her— Once again. This was a fate too cruel for— I detest— I will rob them.
That's some—
Does this
Yes, it is quite to my taste.
Huh. 'Cause without that—
She didn't write the letter.
After 10 long years, Linny. Or should I—
Very sharp. Well, no. The most straightforward way to change the public's impression of Caesar was to force the Weasel to show themselves. Of course we did.
Wait. He taught you math.
We remember all 10 years ago, but we—
And?
Free? Caesar once— I think that Life took many—
What are you trying—
I'm saying, back to Loren, he knew who you're more than just accomplices in murder. You're the only real friends each other has. But that truth is gone now. And I guarantee—
Congratulations on your freedom, Gemma.
Your freedom.
Gather round. I'm sure you're all—
A high-altitude escape!
I'm sure you all remember, but we have now learned that—
Guess that's my cue. Traveler, Paimon, I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. There may be a lot of people watching tonight.
Lenny, you two hit a— You don't have to tell lies to end up isolated in a—
You're wrong. I'm nothing like you.
So, what are we, doing now?
Like Linny said, when you're ready, let's head outside.
But what about Gemma?
She'll figure out what's best for her soon enough. Oh, and if you'd like to see Linny after the show, you know where he'll be. The usual haunt.
All right. Well, let's go.
Magicians are not like thieves. Thieves only tear things apart. But good-hearted magicians, they put things—
Magic should be mysterious, surprising, and defy logic. Magic is hard work. Every single movement has to be practiced thousands of times.
It's alright. We're used to that.
We're sorry. You've taught us so much, but we can't tell you the whole truth.
It's okay. Do you still remember what I told you? This world is full of lies and falsehoods. I only hope that one day you can find your own truth.
What about you? Have you found your truth?
Magic is my truth. I want to perform a magic trick so great that people will always think of me when they talk about it. For a magician, what greater honor could there be?
Look! Behold! Linny is sealed inside the box. Will he manage to escape? 10 years ago, Caesar attempted this very trick, and it was at this precise moment that...
Watch out!
Mysterious. Surprising. And logic-defying. Isn't that right? This honor belongs to you, Caesar. I'm just sorry it's a little late.
Did you see that?
How could he possibly have...
How mysterious.
What a heart-stopping magic show! Caesar's name has finally been
Looks like everyone really loved Linny's grand finale. Paimon doesn't see Linny anywhere. Oh, Lynette said he'd be waiting for us at the usual hunt. Oh, yeah, that's... All right, let's go.
Magic? I was honestly a little nervous during the live performance. The thought, sometimes, did he regret taking Gemma?
You know?
After I joined the House of the Hearth, I told you about my past, but I needed to... We were gifted...
So that's why you...
Yes. In all, for instance, but in truth, what amazed me, trust is...
Linny...
Still worried about... But don't worry, I'm used to it now. From the mansions of the elite to the house after Caesar that night, to keep secret, you only realize how much someone...
Yeah, we've had the delicious food. You know, Traveler, doesn't that kind of make...
Exactly. It's the same. Life has taken... That's why the dark... All right.
It was amazing!
Whoa, that's a bit of a tall order, I'm afraid. The show's just finished, so my sleeves are just...
Aw, come on.
Oh, all right. Watch closely. I have a flower in my hand.
You liar!
Huh? My goodness, you...
3?
Now, have another...
Really? Let's see. Wow, there it is! But more importantly...
Well...
is that...
Look at the time. We shouldn't linger here too long. Thanks again for coming to see my... I look forward.
Shall we head back down too? Let's head to the...
I'm very...
Oh, please, Linny!
Huh? What's happening here?
I spent all night writing my piece about the Phantom Weasel, but just as dawn broke...
That was...
Too late?
Aha!
Maybe watching my high-altitude escape trick reminded...
Oh, I remember! Quickfire question! Where did you...
Oh, we went to this... Actually,
What?
No, I...
What?
See, forgive my persistence. Apparently... Alright, I guess I'll...
Lynette? Oh, really?
Phew. Please, take good... I'd be really upset.